You might think Two of Us is just a sweet acoustic duet from the Let It Be sessions, but there's a whole story hiding under that harmony. From tense studio moments to veiled lyrics, here are 10 little-known truths about this underrated gem by the Beatles. Stick around to see who the song was really for and why John and Paul were smiling through gritted teeth. Written for Linda, not John. Paul McCartney wrote Two of Us in early 1969, during a period of intense closeness with his then-girlfriend, Linda Eastman. While many interpret it as a love song between Lennon and McCartney, Paul confirmed in the Beatles anthology that the song was directly inspired by weekend road trips he and Linda took to escape the stress of Apple business. The early takes of the song were in a fast electric rock style, totally different from the gentle acoustic version we know. In fact, a version from January 1969 captured on the Let It Be tapes shows the band playing it with distortion and energy. It was George Harrison who suggested they strip it down. Paul and John on one mic for the last time. This was the final Beatles song where John and Paul recorded live harmony vocals together, face to face on a single microphone. The move was intentional, a nod to their early days in Liverpool and Hamburg when they only had one mic between them. A not-so-subtle dig. The lyric, "You and I have memories longer than the road that stretches out ahead," was interpreted by Lennon as Paul's subtle jab, highlighting how their partnership had reached its emotional end. Lennon later admitted in interviews that he found Paul's sentiment bittersweet and revealing. John called it Paul's song about Paul in one of his interviews. Lennon downplayed the track by saying, "That was Paul's. I think he was writing it about him and Linda." But fans have long speculated that Lennon recognized the emotional undercurrent connecting the song to their fading friendship. Opening scene of Let It Be. The final version of the song, acoustic, simple, and unfiltered, was used to open the original 1970 Let It Be film. It captures John and Paul sharing a mic, smiling and joking, a rare, intimate moment during otherwise tense sessions, a rare moment of peace during a tumultuous time. Recorded on January 31, 1969, the day after the rooftop concert, Two of Us represents a brief calm during the Beatles' internal storms. That session marked the only day they recorded songs in Apple Studios specifically for the film soundtrack. It was almost left off the album. Phil Spector nearly excluded Two of Us from the final Let It Be album mix. He preferred more orchestrated pieces like Across the Universe. It was only after pressure from Paul and engineer Glyn Johns that the track was preserved. Covered by countless artists, even by Mann and Penn. Though not a charting hit, Two of Us became a favorite among singer-songwriters. The version by Mann and Penn for the I Am Sam soundtrack in 2001 brought renewed attention to the song's beauty and emotional depth. McCartney still performs it as a tribute to John. Paul has performed Two of Us in recent solo tours, explicitly saying it's for John. It's one of the rare Lennon-McCartney songs he plays live, always with a touch of melancholy. Two of Us isn't just a song, it's a snapshot of a friendship, a farewell, and a love letter all at once. If you enjoyed discovering these lesser-known facts, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more hidden Beatles stories. And tell us in the comments, what Beatles song do you want us to dive into next?